Words matter. I know, it's crazy, but we work in sales, and you got to understand it's not just about having the best products. It's not just about having the best solution, the best price, and it's not just about caring. A lot of times the stuff that comes out of this general area of our face can make or break our deal. And I want to talk about the break side, the not so good side. You might not be noticing this, but I need you to be conscious of words that are killing you, and I want you to avoid these words. The first words, to be honest with you. To be honest with you. I think you guys know where I'm going with this, but when we say things like, to be honest with you, this is the best price we can give you. To be honest with you, our pricing is going to increase next month. That does not raise you to a level of credibility. That does not raise you to a level of authority, and you might not even notice it, but subconsciously, when we say things like, to be honest with you, the person can't help but feel like we're a dishonest person, like everything that we said before that moment, up to that moment, was maybe a little bit dishonest. So knock it off with the to be honest with you, okay? Here's a better thing that you can say, even when that's the best price you can give them. Even when that's, your pricing is going to go up next month. Don't say, to be honest with you, this is the best price I can give you. Here's what I want you to say instead. I want to make sure you understand. Check that one out. See how well that flowed? Instead of saying, to be honest with you, our price, that's the best price I can give you. It's much better to go, hey, I want to make sure that you understand this is the best price we can give you. Or I want to make sure you understand our pricing is going to go up next month. Listen to the difference. Listen to how much more powerful that is, right? How much more credibility, how much more authority you have when you simply pivot from, to be honest with you, to I want to make sure you understand. I want to make sure you understand this is the best price I can give you, okay? Here's another bad one along those same lines. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me, this is a perfect fit for you. Trust me, you're going to love this. Anytime somebody says, trust me, it brings me back to when I worked for the bungee jumping company back in 1992. That summer, I almost died 478 different times. I should not be here. 460 of the 478 times I almost died the summer I spent working at the bungee jumping company involved the words trust me, right? Trust me, Matt. Hey, we're all going to hold on to you. Nothing's going to happen. Just put this motorcycle helmet on. 5 dudes all hanged on to me while the crane went up in the air with a bungee cord attached to me and I'm on the ground. And when they let go, I shot up like a slingshot. Good thing I had the motorcycle helmet on because it split actually right in half. Could be a reason I had to get neck surgery later on in life because bam, I hit the bottom of that crane going about 150 miles an hour. All started with trust me, okay? Stop saying trust me. It's not good. Nobody has ever had lots of good stuff happen on the other side of trust me. Instead, say something like this, based on everything you told me, or based on everything I heard you say, or based on our conversation, based on everything you told me, I believe this is a perfect fit for you. Based on everything you told me, you're going to love the month-to-month packages that we have. Based on everything I understand about your situation, blank. Instead of saying, trust me, based on everything you told me, based on my understanding of the situation. It is much more consultative, it is much more professional, and it probably doesn't end in you having to wear a helmet and getting knocked unconscious for a good hour and a half. All right? Here's another word you need to avoid. Here's something that you got to cut out of your vocabulary. And if this is latent back from you being a little kid or you're just not confident, you need to get confident. You're on Easton University. You're an incredible sales professional. Never, ever, ever, ever say this again. Sorry to bother you. Hey, sorry to bother you, Will. Sorry to bother you, Chris. Sorry to bother you, Aaron. Okay? Your time is just as valuable as their time. Mike's time is just as valuable as the agents that he's trying to bring into his organization. So I never want Mike saying, sorry to bother you. Okay? What are we going to say instead? Here's what we're going to say. We're going to just eliminate the sorry to bother you. Wanted to reach out to you personally. right? Wanted to reach out to you personally because blank. There's something going on that every agent's having to deal with. Nobody's talking about it. Wanted to make sure you were aware of it, right? Or I'm calling to see if it makes sense too. They haven't called me back. They've had my proposal for 2 weeks, right? I don't know what's going on. You should, because you're on Easton University, but if you don't say I'm sorry to bother you. Say, hey, calling to see if it makes sense to move forward with the proposal, right? Or I wanted to make sure you had the blank. Wanted to make sure you had the contract to execute so you can go from making $150,000 a year at the agency you're at right now to over 300 and finally have a personal life in Mike's case, right? I'm coming up with Mike's thing there for his moving agents over to his agency. But don't say, and Mike, I see you nodding your head there. You're like, Matt, you're killing me. I never say I'm sorry to bother you. I know. I just used you as an example. You'd never say that. But if you did, which you don't say that anymore. Okay? Along those same lines, here's one that's almost impossible for us unless you've retrained your brain to not say this. I'm just following up. Right? Yeah, I know you don't say it like that. Okay? I'm just following up. But you sound like that. Okay? I'm just checking in. The person on the other end of those statements, I'm just following up and I'm just checking in, they are triggered. Okay? I hate using that word, but it's good in this case because it triggers you to go, this person's trying to sell me something. If they could smell through the phone, which they can't, yeah, commission breath, right? I just want your money. Again, guys, no, I'm just following up. I'm just checking in, right? Calling to see if it makes sense to blank, right? Wanted to make sure you had the blank so you can blank, right? Wanted to make sure you had the contract so we can get your team on board so we can take top line revenue from 17 million to 20 million, right? No pilot has ever just followed up with air traffic control, right? They are calling with a purpose and you should too. Oh, I got this one today, which is why I created this topic for the call, because I got it twice from 2 different people and I don't think they got together to go, hey, how can we be terrible at sales? They just were on their own. It was a miracle. Haven't heard back from you. Hey, Matt, I haven't heard back from you. One was a conversation I never even had. This person's in wackadoo land. They're having a conversation with themselves. They're bumping it up to the top. They did that. They followed up. They did that. Now they're saying they haven't heard back from me. You haven't heard from me the first time. Okay, the other one we are having a discussion. And yeah, they haven't heard back from me. What does it mean, guys? Who wants to unmute yourself? What does it mean when somebody doesn't call you back? Who wants to know? Oh,
nothing.
Yes! Boom! It means nothing. Okay? Stop trying to figure that one out. Right? Like what was that book, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Like what's the meaning of life? It's 47. Right? We're asking the wrong questions. Okay? It means nothing. You don't know. They could be in the hospital. They could just be busy. They could just be lazy. Or you might not get the deal. I don't care. So don't make them feel bad. I haven't heard back from you. Here's the thing. There's a 90% chance nothing is going on. There's a 90% chance it's life. There's a 90% chance they're lazy and they forgot. But when you say stupid ass things like, I haven't heard back from you, now you're making them realize they're lazy. Right? Don't put a mirror in front of somebody and go, you look horrible in those pants, and then expect them to leave to go to the party. Right? If you want them to leave to go to the party, don't remind them that they look like crap in those pants. Don't point out people's faults if you want them to do business with you. Right? Again, calling to see if it makes sense to blank. Right? Wanted to make sure you had the blank. There's something that every blank is having to deal with. Nobody's talking about it. Stop it with the, I haven't heard back from you. It is not skillful. Here's another thing that's not skillful, even though it's true. Some of the times it's the truth that gets us in the most trouble. You're better than your competition. Your competition sucks at X, Y, Z, A, B, C, and 1, 2, 3, and you've built your company around being better than that. The minute you say that is the minute that person stops believing you. Nobody has ever called a prospect and said, I'm the 78th best solution for you. Right? I see my awesome friends in the roofing industry there. They are better than the competition. But if they say it, who wouldn't say that? It comes off as salesy. So instead of saying it, just simply demonstrate that you understand their problems better than anyone else. Hey, because of the fact that you had said X, Y, Z, and ABC, I really believe that you're a perfect fit for our 1, 2, 3 solution, right? Based on everything you told me, right? Based on everything that you told me about the difficulty you're having with X, Y, Z, and 1, 2, 3, and that it's costing you 4, 5, 6, you seem like an excellent candidate for our ABC solution. And as I listened to what you were saying, I mean, we've helped a number of organizations in your exact position go from X to Y. Okay, you're not saying those things, 1, 2, 3, ABC. You're saying the things that are going on in their world. That's how you let them know they're better than the competition, that you're better than the competition. That's how you win trust, credibility, and authority. And by the way, the only reason why you would ever say we're better than the competition is you want trust, credibility, and authority. You can't say it. You have to show it. And the best way to show it is to articulate your understanding of their current situation, the capabilities that they need, where they want to go, why they want to go there, and monetize that. And then, and only then, will people go, you're better than the competition. And then when you hear that, you say, man, couldn't do me a small favor, could you? And they're like, yeah, I love it. I can't believe we came over to you guys. This is amazing. I wish we did it sooner. There's a lot of people that feel the exact same way. Is there any way you can take your phone, point it at your face, and kind of just give a couple sentence story about where you're at right now and how we helped you get there? That's how you show that you're better from the competition. Get video testimonials. We've got 2,600 of them at Easton University, right? Get 1 or 2 of those for yourself. Throw those bad boys up on LinkedIn and everybody will know that you're better than the competition. If you like this video, I got you. I'm going to hook you up. Click the link in my bio. I'm going to give you the closing mini masterclass. It's normally $300. I'm going to pay for everything. You're going to close a lot more business. You're going to make a lot more money. You're going to have a lot more fun. And you're going to be like, Matt Easton changed my life. And I'm going to be like, yes, I did. Did we just become best friends? And you're going to say, yes, we did. And then you and I are going to be best friends and it'll be great. So click the link in my bio so we can be friends and you can close more business and I'll cover all the cost. See you there.